Freehand sharpening with the right stones makes the process really quick and efficient. And the quicker it is, the easier it is to do, the more frequently you'll do it, and the better will be your work. Let me show you. I use 2 stones, my trend diamond plate, 1000 grit side, and a 300 grit side. So the first thing I'm going to do is flatten my second stone, which is a Sharpen 16,000 grit. I'm going to spray a little bit of hone right on both, and that's a water additive that prevents water from rusting metal. Use the 300 grit side of the trend plate. 3 to 5 seconds will keep that stone flat. This one wears, this one doesn't, so you have to keep it flat. Spray a layer of hone right on both. Take my blade, lay it down on the primary bevel, locate it, 4 fingers out there on the cutting edge to distribute the pressure as evenly as possible. Raise it up 3 or 4 degrees above the primary bevel, and then spend 10 seconds creating a slight burr. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As soon as I can detect a slight burr on the back side, I'm done with this stone. I jump right over here. Now on this one, I'm going to do the same thing, except after registering on the primary bevel, I'm going to come up a few degrees higher than I did over here. And now spend the same 10 seconds. The only difference is I'm going to cover the entire stone because it wears. I'll even it out by moving from forward to back. Do this for 10 seconds. At the end of 10 seconds, while still in this motion, I'm going to put down with my index finger of my right hand for 3 seconds. And then I'm going to switch and push down with my pinky on my left hand for 3 seconds. What that does is create a little feathering effect in the outside corners that'll help when you make wide passes so that one pass will blend in with the other. Final step, I'm going to use my PEC sharpening rule. Set that on there, lubricate the bit. This is the Charlesworth ruler trick. Hold that in place using the opposite 1/4 edge of the 16,000 grit stone, 3 fingers to distribute the pressure evenly. Spend 3 to 5 seconds removing any burr that may have still be there as a result of the sharpening. Now, wipe off all the moisture. You want to be careful because that edge is sharp. Take my chip breaker, put that in place, turn it like that, and now I have lots of control. I'll slide that forward to it's about a 32nd of an inch away from the end, and then snug that up. And it wants to be good and snug because the chip breaker pulls the blade with it during some of the operations that your plane adjustments do. Now I want that to lay flat on the face of the frog. You'll hear it sit down there. Put the lever cap on with enough pressure that it won't allow it to move accidentally when using it, but it'll still allow me to make adjustments. Flip that over against a light colored background, wipe one way to get any dust off the back of the plane, or the sole of the plane. Turn my adjuster knob in a clockwise rotation. Now as I bring the blade out, I see more on the left than I do on the right. So I'm going to take my lateral adjustment lever and I'm going to push it toward the left side until that blade appears to be parallel to the sole. Then I'm going to retract it, and I'm going to take it all the way in. I've got a piece of bird's eye maple here we'll try it out on. A little bit of wax to reduce the friction. And while I'm planing, I'll now start spinning the adjuster knob, and I want to see where that first bit of shaving comes out. And it appears to be heavy on the right side, so I'll go in and make a slight adjustment with the lateral adjustment lever. It's still heavy on the right. A little bit more. And what you want is a full width shaving. And when you get that, then you know well, the idea is if you're taking too much off of one side than the other, you're throwing it out of square. But that's the result of 30, 40 seconds of sharpening. Now, as I said, you learn to do this, and you learn to do it quickly. My sharpening station is always right there. I'm never more than 3 steps away from it. And the second that blade starts to break down, I can tear it apart, sharpen it, and be back to work in under a minute, and that keeps the quality of your work at absolute peak. And the nice thing about a sharp blade, it requires very little effort to push that through the wood, even on something hard like a piece of bird's eye maple. There you go.